Welcome back to Strategic Management class. Now we are in the Unit 4 Strategic Implementation. For today's class, we will discuss about leadership and behavioral challenges. When it comes to implementing the strategies, the organizational managers who are also leaders will face several challenges and behavioral issues. So those things we will discuss in today's class. So, what is leadership and strategic implementation? Businesses today face changes on all fronts, okay, in terms of economic, regulatory, competitive, customer, and access to resources. So, consequently, every company is adjusting its strategy, and that implies change. Okay, so changes in today's organization is imminent. We could not avoid. So the changes in all the areas of economic changes, regulations from the regulatory boards, and from through competitors and from our customers, they start expecting so many things. So many features, a lot of varieties in our product, and even access to the resources are getting difficult day by day. So due to all these changes, the company need to adjust its strategies, and then they need to implement change. The success of strategy depends on our people. Will they be able to implement the strategy and achieve the goal? So the leader has to ensure that the people, that's a human resources, the staff members in the organization, they need to implement the successfully the strategies and achieve the goal. So the leaders has to take the cooperation and ensure that they are successfully, the human resource are successfully implementing the strategy, and then thereby achieving the goal. Strategic leadership provides a vision, direction, and purpose for the growth and context for success of our corporations. So, uh, as we all know that strategic leadership provides the vision for the company, and then direction how they want the company to move in the direction, and then purpose for the growth. So make the growth a meaningful manner, so that the staff members in the organization, they understand this changes or growth is for the beneficial for the both organization as well the staff members, and the context for the success of the corporations. So if they understand this, this is benefits on mutual side, then they will ensure they implement the strategies successfully and achieve the goal. It also initiates outside the box thinking to generate future growth. So what happens? The top management or the leadership, they need to think creatively. In other words, we say outside the box thinking, okay, to generate future growth. Okay, sometimes they need to think very creatively. Strategic leadership is not about micromanaging business strategies, rather, it provides the umbrella under which business devises appropriate strategies and create value. So, it's not like managing the day to day operation. So, it is like looking at the whole perspective, how businesses devise the strategies and create value through that. So, that is the responsibility of the leaders. Then leadership and strategic implementation. If the leader at any level, your people look to you, the managers, for guidance and what they needs to be done and how. So as a manager or as a leader, you need to give them guidance and show them direction, how they need to look at things, how they need to carry out. The key requirements of leaders are, so the following are the requirements a leader should possess. They should come up with the strategy, that's the setting the strategy, and they should communicate this strategy. Very important. Without communication, as you know, I mean, things won't happen. And most of the time, as a leader, they will be, I mean, doing the function of communication, implement the strategy through the people. So the leader should work and make the people are working under them to work to implement the strategy and ensure that the results are, results are taken from this people. So as a leader, they should come up with the strategy that they fix this goal and achieve, set the goal, and then they should communicate this to the strategy to their people working under them, and implement the strategy successfully, and then get the results. So these are the main or important steps in getting this strategy done. Now we see the leadership role in implementation. Staying on top of what is happening, closely monitoring the progress, sorting out the issues, learning what obstacles lie in the path of good strategic implementation. So in order to implement, the leadership who is on the top, they have to monitor closely the progress of the people who are working under them, and whenever necessary, they should try to sort out the issues, and find out what are the obstacles for their staff members in achieving the goal, and then try to clear that so that the strategies are implemented successfully. Promoting the culture mobilizes and energizes organizational members to execute strategy in competent fashion and perform at a high level. So they have to promote the culture of the organization, the culture which is necessary. To implement the structure, and which makes keeps the staff member to keep moving and give them energy, okay, to execute the strategy in a right fashion or right manner, and ensure that the productivity and performance are at the optimum level. So keeping organization responsive to changing conditions, alert for new opportunities, innovative ideas ahead of rivals, in developing competitive, valuable competencies and capable. So the another responsibility is keeping the organization in track to the changing conditions. The changing conditions in the business environment. It looks like looking for alert for new opportunities. Okay, and then coming up with innovative ideas, and these ideas they need to do before their competitors or their rivals they develop, and they need to come up with competitive values, okay, competitive advantages. That's the advantages that the business have over the competitors. So that is called competitive advantages, and develop valuable competencies and capabilities. Competencies, as you learned earlier, it's a combination of skill, knowledge, and attitude. Okay, so the leader should ensure that the staff members are having the competencies and the capabilities. Capabilities means their talent, their skills. So all these things they need to develop in their staff members and keep them more productive and keep them at an optimum level. So not only they have to do this, the leaders has to do this. That's improving the increasing the competency and capability of the staff members better than the competitors. That is very important. If competitors do better than our business, then they come up with a product and they take take our market share. So what happens when leaders are doing this? They have to do this better than the competitors. Exercising ethics, leadership, and model conduct, and pushing corrective actions to improve strategy, execution, and overall performance. So, ethics, as you know, is a way of doing things correctly. Okay, following the rules and regulations, and then doing things correct. Not breaking the rules and laws, and then not cheating. So many things included in the ethics, and then the ethics has to be implemented from the top so that their subordinates, it flows in the right direction till the bottom. Okay, and leadership and model content pushing corrective actions. So that is they have to do things in a right manner, so that what happens, they implement and they increases the productivity. So the role of a leader is introducing change, integrating conflicts, interests, developing leadership effectiveness of the managers. So a manager who is also a leader, they have to introduce change, because introducing change is easily said than to be done, because people like to see changes, but they themselves don't like to change. I mean, in other words, they don't like to change themselves, but they want to see changes in the organization. So without them implementing the changes, that means all the staff members in the organization, without their participation, change cannot be implemented. So as a leader, they have to implement the change successfully. So changes, people don't want to change. So what happens, the leader should communicate this in a like from the sunny side. That's a positive aspect. So the new changes, what are all the good things it's going to give to the organization and benefit the members in the organization. So thereby the leader can introduce the change. And then they have conflicts means the difference of opinion, difference of procedures and process, I mean, among the staff members. So they should be able to resolve all these conflicts and then develop leadership in an effective manner among the managers. So as a manager at the top level, they should create a leadership quality among the managers at the middle level, at the lower level. So that's very important leadership role in implementation of the strategy. Then we continue with the leadership role in implementation of the strategy. So strategic leadership entails the ability to anticipate, expect things, envision, maintain flexibility, and empower others to create strategic changes as necessary. So what happens? They need to, as a leader, in order to implement the strategy, they need to anticipate and then visualize changes and maintain flexibility, and then empower the people working under them. Okay, in order to create strategic changes whenever necessary. So what happens? As I told earlier, so in order to implement the changes in terms of the strategy, etc., so the manager has to expect this, that's anticipate this, and then envision this and be flexible, and empower their staff members, subordinates through like what do you say, I mean, including them in the decision making, and giving them power and rights to take certain decisions pertaining to the work, and a decision that increases the welfare of the customers, or that increases the satisfaction of the customer. So in these areas, empower the employees to take a correct and right decisions. Okay, so this empowerment will help to implement the changes in the organization successfully. A manager with the strategic leadership skills exhibit the ability to guide the company through the new competitive landscape by influencing the behavior, thoughts, and feeling of co-workers, managing the thoughts of others, and successfully dealing with the rapid, complex change and uncertainty. So, what happens? The managers as a leader, they should be in a position to influence the behavior of the people, their subordinates or co-workers, by dealing in a right manner, and the changes has to be implemented. I mean, in a very fast manner, rapidly, because the business environment, the changes are happening in a fast pace. So the implementation of the changes has to be done in a fast pace. Okay, even though we say gradually, gradually in sense that it has to be done without they realizing that they are undergoing the changes. So that way it has to be done, and then because if it is not, then the future is very uncertain. So what happens? The organization will not be able to achieve their goals. So the manager takes these responsibilities and then pass on this culture of implementation change from the top to bottom in such a pace that all the employees in the organization are able to go through these changes, and then they become part of these changes and implement the strategies and achieve the objectives successfully. Strategic leaders are CEOs, board of directors, top management teams, divisional general managers. So these are the people, including the CEO and board of directors and top management teams and divisional general managers. These are the one who are the leaders in the implementation of strategy. They must be able to deal with the diverse and cognitive complex competitive situations that are characteristics of today's competitive situations. So these leaders should have that diverse, and they should be able to handle. They should be able to analyze, understand, and handle this very competitive situation that forms the today's business situation or competitive situation. If only they can analyze and understand the competitive situation of today's business environment, then they will be able to communicate this to the people working under them and ensure that these are faced and successfully implemented by the people working under them. So now we see the responsibilities of the strategic leaders. Managing human resource capital, that's very important. And this is also, in terms of, even though all the resources are very important, some resources like missionaries may be very expensive, but handling all other resources is done by the people. That's a human resources. So the priority goes for managing the human resources, then effectively managing companies' operations, then sustaining high performance over the time, that they have to not just do this, they have to retain this, then being willing to make candid, courageous, and pragmatic decisions. So they have to take the very bold, what do you say, decisions at the right time, and seeking feedback from face-to-face communications. As we know, they not only communicate all the time, and they should, the communication is not like from the top to bottom, and it should flow from bottom to top also in terms of communication. And then we should call this as a constructive communications, productive communications, having decision making responsibility that cannot be delegated. So they have to be take the responsibility of taking the right decision at the right time. They are navigators, they are the strategies, they are the entrepreneurs, they are the talent advocates, global thinkers, and change drivers. In short, the top management take the responsibilities of navigator in sense people who show direction to the people, to their subordinates and other staff members in the organization. Then they work as a strategies, the role as a strategies that come up with the new strategies. And then entrepreneurs, they come up with the new ventures for the companies. They are the one who need to grow the talent of the subordinates, and then they have to think from the global perspective, and they are the one who going to implement the change as a change driver. Then leadership roles in implementation. Strategic leaders entail the ability to anticipate, envision, and maintain flexibility, and empower others to create strategic changes as necessary. Yeah, managers building a strategy supportive corporate culture. An organization's capacity to execute its strategy depends on its hard infrastructure, its organizational structure and systems, and on its soft infrastructure, its cultures and norms. So both they execute the strategy depends upon the infrastructure of the organization, and then also the culture and norms means like the policies of the organization. So it has to be in terms with the I mean supportive culture. Both the infrastructure, I mean they should have the resources necessary to implement the strategies. Then the organization culture should be supporting to this one. Building a strategy supportive corporate culture. Where does corporate culture come from? Okay, so it comes, as you know, from the top, and then it flows from the top management to the people at the bottom level. Culture and strategic execution must be again done throughout the people in the organization. Then types of culture, the culture that is necessary to implement the strategies, new one strategies, and then the culture to adapt the changes in a fast manner, creating a fit between strategy and a culture. So there has to be a bridge drawn to narrow the gap between the strategy and the culture. So in other words, the culture has to be in terms of implementing the supporting the new strategy formulator, so that it can be implemented. Establish ethical standards. So ethical standard need to be implemented, I mean formulated and implemented to support the strategies, and building a spirit of high performance. So the should be motivated, and then the spirit of the employee should be enhanced in order to I mean support the implementation of culture. Then exerting strategic leadership, staying on the top of how well things are going, establishing a strategy support culture, and then keeping internal organization innovative and exercising ethical leaderships and making corrective adjustments. So what makes a company's culture? So belief about how business ought to be conducted, values and principles of the management, and work climate and atmosphere. So all these things constitute a organization culture. Patterns of how do we do things around here. So like in terms of like mingling with the people, interacting, communicating. So all this are part of the culture. Opt first, told stories illustrated companies' values. What is kind of considered as a values for the company's taboos and political don'ts? What should be done? What should not be done? That's a do's and don'ts. Traditions and ethical standards. All this constitutes of a company culture. Where does the corporate culture come from? Its founder or a leader, earlier leader, then influential individual or work groups. That's top managers, bottom, middle level managers, and all those things. Policies, visions, or strategies. So that's where also from where the cultures are created. Traditions, supervisory practices, and employees' attitudes. Organizational politics, relationship with the stakeholders, and internal sociological forces. From all these places, the cultures are developed. Culture and strategy execution. Culture can contribute to or hinder successful strategy implementation. After the change, culture plays a very important role in the execution of the strategy. Requirements for successful strategy execution may or may not be compatible with the culture. A close match between a culture and strategy promotes effective and strategy execution. Why culture matters? Benefits of good culture, strategy fits. Strategy supportive cultures shape mood and temperament of the workforce, positively affecting organizational energy, work habits, and operating practices. So, culture plays every role in affecting the people who are working in the organization, their habits, then the way they do the processes and everything. Provide standard values, informal rules, and peers pressures that nurture and motivate people to do their jobs in way that promote good strategy executions. So he formed the basis of the standards and values and rules and regulations, strengthens employees' identification with the company, its performance, target, and strategies. Strategy supporting culture stimulate people to take on the challenges of realizing the company's vision, do their jobs competently and with enthusiasm, and collaborate with others to execute the strategy. So, optimum conditioning work environment that promotes can do attitudes, accept changes, breeds, and needs capabilities. So that's all for this chapter or unit, and then we will meet in the next class with the next unit. Thank you.